Brothers, are y'all going to play the game of life or not? Because today I'm going to tell you how to play the game of life, and I'm also going to give you the cheat code to play it. But the first thing you have to ask yourself is, am I going to even play the game, man? Because the far majority of brothers aren't even playing. What do you mean, soul? Man, I can remember this, bro. I can remember, man, when I finally stopped playing organized basketball, like for a team. It was in the 7th grade. In the 7th grade, I was fully aware, man, that basketball was not my sport, right? I could play in the hood. I could play at the park. But organized ball, couldn't do it, brother. It wasn't for me. 7th grade, man. Forest Park Middle School, Longview, Texas. I can remember I made the basketball team, 7th grade squad. Have no idea how. Man. And I can remember, bro, just my skill level was 0. I couldn't block shots. I couldn't steal. I couldn't shoot. I couldn't pull a 3. I couldn't make a free throw. I wasn't good on defense. Like, I really had no business out there, bro. And I can remember one game, man. It wasn't the final. It wasn't the end of the game buzzer beater, but it was just before half. Just before half, man. One of my buddies got a steal, and I'm kind of partially down court, and he threw the long, I'll call a bomb to me, bro. I caught it. I gave it a few bounces, and with a couple of seconds left, I pulled a J. Perfect form. Nothing but net. Wow. And when I say nothing but net, brothers, I'm not saying I made the shot. I'm saying it was nothing but net, meaning the ball went just below the rim and just grazed the net. And, man, I can remember this, bro, like it was yesterday. I can remember turning around, and my coach, named Coach J, was probably about 6-7 feet behind me. He just had his arms out like this. And he said, man, you should have just bought a ticket. In other words, you should have bought a ticket to be in this arena. Because you're not playing the game. Like, you've never tried to get better. You aren't trying to perform on this level. You're just here. You might as well have bought a ticket to be here, is what he said, bro. And I can remember, man, that stuck in my mind. And I was like, bro, he's speaking facts. But that's the same thing I say about a lot of my brothers, man. I see a lot of my brothers living in this world, man, just trying to live mundane, safe lives. And in my mind, even when I'm talking to you, what I'm saying is, bro, you should have just bought a ticket to be here. Like, truly, you don't understand the value or the power of living, of experiencing life. Like, if we don't want to swing for the fence and do big things or just live outside of the norm, don't want to fully experience this thing, brother, we should have just simply bought a ticket to watch this. We should have just sit up in the bleachers with the ancestors. But you don't want to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And like when I say this, brothers, when I tell a man all the time, I say, every man must know this. Every man must know who he is, where he's going, and what his truth is. What I'm saying is, this is how you play the game. What I'm saying is, these are the instructions of playing the game. Those are the instructions. So when a man doesn't know that, he's simply just sitting still and just observing something he's a part of, something he should be partaking in. A man must know those 3 things. For example, when I say a man must know who he is, what I'm really saying is, what is your character in this game of life? What is your character? All of us played Mortal Kombat or Madden or all these other games. Like, what is your character? I can remember playing Mortal Kombat. They had Liu Kang and the brother that throw ice. And before you choose the game, all the brothers are sitting there just kind of jiving around, kind of showing their skill level, showing their physique. And you got to go through and say, you know what? Which one of these dudes do I want to be in this experience? When I'm saying, who are you, brother? That's what I'm asking you. What character do you want to be in this game of life? Because if you don't choose a character, brother, you're going to simply find yourself as a bystander for the next 100 years. Meaning what skill sets, what abilities do you want to have in this game of life? Who are you? That's really what I'm asking. And we can come with all this other stuff and all this other, conversation around who you are. But that's really what I'm asking. In this fundamental game of life, who is your character? Who are you choosing to be? Do you know I can look in a man's eyes and understand and really see when he doesn't have a character? I can see when a man has no character about himself. One, because he agrees with everything group think. Anything the masses call truth is his truth. And I'm not just talking about like religion and I'm talking about everything. He has no ability to hone in and say, okay, you know what? This is what separates me from the masses. Because that's what I'm asking you. When I ask a man, who are you? Tell me what about you separates you from the next 99 men that I'll encounter. What's that one or two attributes about you that separates you? And if a man doesn't have that, he really has no identity. He really has no character about himself. And I'm telling you, brothers, if you're attempting to play the game of life and you haven't defined your character, bro, it's going to be a long life. It's going to be a long life. Going back to my 7th grade basketball career, I had no character. I just wanted to be on the team. I wasn't the guy that could pull the three. I wasn't the guy that was fast down the court, the guy that had the cross. I had no character about myself. I was just on the team. And it showed. Most men have no character. There's nothing about you that separates you from your brothers. There's nothing about you that goes against any grain. You're just a groupthink blob of human. What's your character, man? And what abilities and skill sets do you have to accomplish your mission? Right? You have to look at this whole experience as a game, bro. Like when I say I was in my 40s before life became fun, that's really what that's really what I'm saying. That's really when I'm saying I finally understood what this was we were doing. I fully understood more about the experience, man. And again, if a man doesn't know who he is, brother, he's living his life in circles. Next, a man must ask himself, what is his objective? What is your objective in this game, brothers? In other words, what is it you're trying to achieve? What do your rally points look like? What is your milestone? Where do you see yourself planting your flag before you die? Before this game is over, where do you see yourself planting this flag? What do you want to have accomplished? And again, the far majority of men have no answer for that question. It's just day for day. It's just wake up, cut the news on, and whatever Tom Brokaw says I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to fear, what I'm supposed to think, that's what I do. If I die tomorrow, that's what it is. There's no finish line that I want to cross. There's no goals I want to crush or accomplish. It's just day for day for me, brother. So, like, what are you talking about? So, like, everybody don't move like that? I just wake up and see which way the wind is blowing, and I go that way. I just wake up and see what the trends are, and I just follow suit with that. I just wake up and worship the same entity that mom and daddy told me to, and I just go with that. I have no personal objective. And I'm going to tell you this, brothers. If you have no personal objective, you haven't even lived yet. You haven't even started living. You haven't even started playing the game. You're in a game, playing a game, and like Coach told me, man, you might as well bought tickets. You might as well bought tickets and sit on the sideline and watch everybody else play, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing when you're a man that has no identity and no objective. No identity and no objective. It pains me, man. It pains me to see a man that is thinking since he's found a safe vein in life, and he can kind of just cruise through life with no turbulence and all that. And then, he thinks he's found happiness because he isn't seeing the stresses of swinging for the fence, of really living the life, of really playing the game. Oh, when you play the game, brother, life is going to happen. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have things you're overcome. But I'm telling you, brothers, when it's all said and done, that's the experience we all want to have. We don't want to hit this plateau and just cruise through life in silent mode and just creeping through life and just like, hey, you know what? At least problems I can have, then that's what it is. That's not living, bro. That's not living, man. But again, most men have no objective. And then I really understand, like when I see the emptiness in a man's eyes and feel the emptiness in his heart, it's because of that. Because if a man doesn't wake up and have something he's trying to conquer, some milestone he's trying to, brother, he's really empty. He can't even, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. If a man can't connect through, I'm always talking about the hierarchy. If a man can't connect through purpose and source, he's really running on nothing, as opposed to running on 93 or running on some jet fuel. He's really running on nothing. He has no fuel because there's nothing to fuel him. There's nothing to fuel him. There's nothing where he wakes up in the morning and says, you know what? Let me get back to marching. If a man isn't traveling that journey during his life, brother, he's empty. And when he's empty and he doesn't know why, that's why he's reaching for all the vices now. And I'll talk about that. I might talk about that next video on why men reach for vices. All men, including myself, on why all men reach for vices. When he doesn't have that fulfillment, he's reaching for something else, trying to get that fulfillment, when really it's just, hey, play the game, bro. When you stop being scared of playing the game, this fulfillment will come up on you, man. And the last thing is, once a man has defined his character, once a man has identified his objective in life, the fun part, brothers, is let me make a plan now. In other words, how am I going to get there? I see all the challenges that all the common men are whining about. Oh, the man of this color is holding me down. The government is doing this. These are weak men. These are weak men. Any man that sees a challenge that he can't overcome and says that it's suppressing him as if he can't overcome it is a weak man. That's what life is, man. Life is about whooping its ass. Life is about conquering these things. So what's your plan to get there? And the thing is, man, I love living my life, man, making plans through something that I really can't see. In other words, it's easy, and I'm just using this for an example. It's easy to be at a job getting paid, $20.75. And at the beginning of the year, devising a plan to get to $22.50 an hour. Like that's an easy plan. I'm already at my employer. I understand how things work. I understand the culture here. I understand that if I come in a little bit early and leave a little bit late, if I do one or two extra projects per month or per quarter or per year, if I do more follow-ups, I can get me a good solid $1.25 raise, $2, $3 raise, $5,000, $6,000 raise at the end of the year, right? That's a plan, and it's a respectable plan. But understanding that I'm in this game of life and that I can accomplish anything that any man has accomplished already, it makes me want to set my plans through what I can't see. I'm gonna tell you about, I set my plans through the clouds. When I'm planning something, man, I'm planning for something that I've really never seen before. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? If I have the same ability as everybody in this world, I don't want to just bunt the ball every time I'm at bat. Most men spend their whole lives bunting the ball. Bunting the ball. Man, and sometimes we got to swing for the fence, bro. Saying, you know what? I want to accomplish something like this part of the journey. I want to accomplish something, man, that seems so far-fetched that most brothers, if I tell them to it, they're going to laugh at it. They gonna say, oh, so you can't do that, man. Surely you don't think you can accomplish that. Like nobody in our circle has accomplished that. So what are you talking about? Make that plan, bro. Plan so far to where it's foggy out there. And then just start walking it, man. Make that plan, meaning write down the steps to get to it. What is your recipe? What is your prescription? What things do I got to get up and do every single day to get me to that destination that I can barely even see? When a man is living his life like that, man, that's when he's fulfilled. When a man understands this, man, that's when he sees his challenges is simply parts of the game. There's no waving of the red flag or yellow or white flags in surrender. It's understanding this. This is the fun part about life. Is getting challenged, having challenges coming your way, and for a split second, you having the thought like, dang it, this is a dead end. Only for a split second, this is a dead end. And then you say, you know what? This is part of the game. All I have to do is make alterations. All I have to do is recalibrate and go deeper and ask myself, who am I? Let me remember who my character is, what my attributes are, what my skill set is, what skill sets I might have to pick up. What's my objective, and all those questions. And I'm telling you, man, ways will be made. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. As much as people hate their challenges, as much as people hate their hard times, I'm telling you, when it's all said and done and the game is over for all of us, when we look back, those will be the parts of life that we cherish. Those will be the parts of life that were most exciting. Those will be the parts of life, man, where we learn the most, where we had the most fun. Think about a video game. Any video game. When you're in that hardest mission, that's the part you remember. That's the part you remember, man. That's the part when the game was most fun than you just frolicking through the woods doing nothing. That was no fun. It was when your back was pinned against the wall, man, and you had rounds coming your way and you had no way out, but you had to figure it out. I'm telling you, man, that's the fun part of life, bro. Then I told you, brothers, I would give you the hack. Once you understand how the game is made, once you understand your role in the game, once you understand that you're supposed to be playing the game, brother, the ultimate hack, man, is just understanding what your truth is. Understanding that the whole game is governed by your truth. I wrote about it in the book. Brothers. The whole game is governed. All of your experiences, the way out of it, all the things you face, all of your happiness, all of your lows, all of your everything. Every attribute of the game is governed by your truth. Meaning, we have 7 point whatever billion people on the planet. Do you understand that 7 point something billion people are seeing this experience different? You can be in the same city, state, country, whatever, and the same news is being put out over the airwaves. You and your next door neighbor are seeing the world completely different based on what your truth is. Based on what your singular truth is. Like, man, I'm telling you, brother, it took me years to understand, because it's like every game has a hack. Every game, back when I was playing Mario Brothers back in the days and playing Hong Kong and Tech Mobile and all these other games we've been playing since then, all these games have a series of buttons you can push in a certain way to make your avatar superhuman, to give you super speed, to make your 3-point shot flawless, to make your gun more powerful. Every game has a hack. And I'm telling you, brothers, the hack to life is understanding that your truth is what governs it. Whatever truth you decide, whatever truth you recalibrate to is what governs your game. So whatever you say is. Whatever you say is. That's the hack, brothers. But again, man, you have to ask yourself, am I going to play the game or am I just going to observe it?